I've really been worried about you, man.
Oh, you have?
Since the Charlie Kirk situation.
Oh, you worried about me and Charlie Kirk?
Well,
Going real big. Oh, she a jigga bop. Tonight I'm tryna jig and bop. You know it's up, I'm really on my top. I'm on my top, say DJ, running from the top. Turn it up a notch, yeah.
Whoa, what it is, what it do, what it be like. Welcome back to the channel, What the Hell TV, where everything we react to, you gonna be like, what the hell? Now, man, today's classroom, we got Charleston White once again with none other than Say Cheese. Y'all know how they do it, you feel me? And so today, you already know what they gonna be touching bases on. First question was the Charlie Kirk situation. Now, everybody know what Charleston White said. Video been going viral. I did a video on it, and so after that, you know, Say Cheese must have saw it, you know, went viral. And you know, in this video, he was like, he afraid for Charleston White. He afraid for his life, his safety, and things like that. Now, what a lot of people don't know, what Charleston White would speak on was that, you know, when he first came to Facebook, he was going all out on the white people from Fort Worth, the police, the police force, things like that. He was going at them, and like I say, he would go into depth about that, and he was going at white people, period. You feel me? He had a vendetta in his heart about them people, you feel me? And what made him kind of slack off the white people due to the Black Lives Matter situation, he felt like if these black people getting killed on the hands of white people, why black people not doing nothing about it? Why they just protesting and holding up signs? You know, they not willing to die, you know, and he felt like he was willing to step front line and die about it, you know. And once he felt like they wasn't ready to do that, then he fell back. Now, whether you believe him or not, hey, that's on you. I'm just here to give you the content, you feel me? But look, man, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let y'all get into this video. Appreciate y'all for clicking on the video. If you like the video, smash that like button, comment, show me some love.
this is the first time you made white people mad. And when you make white people mad, it's a totally different mad than black people mad.
Well, I done made them mad before. I just wasn't as big. You know, I went against our local police department when Dacian Steptoe killed Officer Garrett Hull. Mm-hmm. So that was really my claim to fame to the internet. Is when I was on Facebook and I became frustrated from working in the community. You know, black people started making feel like, man, you selling out, you pandering to the Republican Party. So, homie, I was real big in the Tarrant County GOP Republican Party, as well as the RPT Republican Party of Texas, as well as the National Republican Party. So, homie, I was a rock star amongst white people, and I had started using the word online. So I was transitioning from being clean cut, bow tie, shirt tail tucked in, to start growing a fro, my dreads. So I started using the word because I saw how offensive it was. So
ER or
NA. The word to a lot of people there's no difference than ER or A. It's the term. So that's probably one of the most powerful words in the English dictionary. One of the most powerful offensive words in the English dictionary. So I use that word as a tool to make white people uncomfortable, to make black people uncomfortable. So it's a very uncomfortable word. So I started out squabbling with white people because this before the Black Lives Matter movement just really took off. I quit squabbling with white people because niggas wasn't ready to die. Every police shooting, homie, I never seen a group of niggas that was ready to die. I noticed that we don't have no crash outs. The little white kid that killed Charlie Kirk, he a YN, but he a white YN. That's they crash out. The 19-year-old Dylan Roof, they got crash outs. So if you look at all the most recent mass shootings in the last 2 years, it's been young white boys who know how to operate guns to go kill people. So I said, man, I quit squabbling with white people, and here's why. Because when Dacian Steptoe killed Officer Garrett Hull, they executed him on the spot. So they hunted him all day long. He had been committing robberies. He had been robbing Mexican bars. And I was partnering with Fort Worth Police Department at the time with this new federal national initiative that they had that was called a 21st century community policing. So they were doing a national initiative with this term called procedural justice, and procedural justice was supposed to make cops more empathetic, more sensitive to the struggles in the history of black people in our relationship. Well, the Fort Worth Police Department, obviously this is something officers had a pushback, and then the black community didn't want to get involved in it. So they used me to be a spearhead. So I bought into it, I believed in it. So during this time, Dacian Steptoe kills Officer Garrett Hull. They should have been arrested him because they already had a warrant for him. So they followed him around all day long. Let me speed this story up. They followed him around all day long, watched him go into a bar, had undercover officers in the bar, and when they came in to rob, they put everybody's life in jeopardy rather than stopping them and going to the bar. So they allowed them to go into the bar, freeze, everybody get down. And then the police, freeze, it's the police. So Dacian ran out. Officer Garrett Hull chased him. In the process, he fired one shot and killed Officer Garrett Hull. So you got to think, I got homie at this time. I'm good friends with the president of the Fort Worth Police Officers Association, Rick Van Houten, Deputy Chief Ty Harris, Deputy Dean. I'm cool with Chief Joel Fitzgerald. So I'm having regular meetings with these top-ranking brass. So when this happened, I couldn't believe that the police would execute him and not bring him to justice. They killed him on the spot, so they didn't put him in handcuffs. They shot him in the foot. He had literature marks where they choked him. He was a little skinny nigga like me. They broke his arm in two, and they shot him in the chest because Officer Garrett Hull was their sergeant. He was the leader of the SWAT team, and they called him Rambo. He had spent 3 tours in Iraq, so he was a bad mother in law enforcement world. So for Dacian to kill him, that was a blow to the SWAT team. So yeah, they killed Dacian. So I get a call from Dacian's stepdad, who's a good friend of mine, a guy by the name of Supreme. And they tell me what happened. They wouldn't let the mother or the father see the body. So I realized if you make the police mad, you kill a cop, kind of like what's going on now, you really don't have no rights. So rather than me continuing to align myself with the police because they wrong in this situation, I align myself with the family. When they had Officer Garrett Hull's funeral here in Fort Worth, Texas, tens of thousands of law enforcement from all over the country came here, but they was also threatening the family. The law enforcement, police like a gang, homie. You do something to them.
The biggest gang.
Yeah, so they was threatening the family. They threatened all the black preachers. And they wouldn't have, most people don't know the civil rights movement didn't come to Fort Worth, Texas. It came to Dallas. Dr. King had to sneak and come to Fort Worth. He couldn't openly come. So the Fort Worth, Texas have never had a black civil rights movement. So the black people there are very subservient. They've never bucked white people in Fort Worth, other than a few street guys. So Fort Worth, other than a few street guys. So I started bucking. I started bucking and I started going online promoting cop killing. But let me just say this. I had got into it with police during a city council meeting a week or 2 weeks before Officer Garrett Hull got killed. And I made a post online that I said, I pray in the name of Jesus that a Fort Worth police officer dies in the line of duty. And then I said, and then it was a councilwoman by the name of Gina Bivens. I also made a public prayer in the name of Jesus that Councilwoman Gina Bivens have a heart attack. Both of those happened within 2 weeks.
Wow. Is this the viral when you're in the...
Just the time I was going to the city council with nigga on my shirt, hollering about I wish we can rape white women. So homie, I had already been bucking white people, but they know me. So it's like the straight A student all of a sudden just turned gangster and they say, man, something happened to Charleston. So man, I'm bucking white people in a way.
When you said those two things and they happened, the people, I mean. Yeah.
So let me tell you what happened. So when that happened, homie, I started calling downtown I wasn't making threats, but I was saying, I called and told David Cook, who was the city manager of the city at the time, that I hope his daughter grow up and marry a well-hung black man who beat on her and have anal sex with her rough and real hard after you kick her ass and make her like it and lick her tears. So I was just calling down there. I have a way of articulating words and delivering words to make you feel like I hit you. And it'll activate those kind of emotions. So I know that. I know that's a strength that I have in speech delivery. So I know how to use words as weapons. And it make other people respond to want to hurt me. So I'm calling downtown doing this. So then I'm going online, marking the death of Officer Garrett Hull. I'm marking his wife, his widow, his 2 children. So I'm doing just what I did to Charlie Kirk, but I did this to law enforcement. Just what I'm doing to Charlie Kirk, just what I did to King Von, Gilly Kid's son, I did the same thing to the Fort Worth Police Department. So they
Cop
killed.
was white.
Who?
The police officer was white.
Yeah, he was white, and he was killed by a black kid. Yeah, a gangster. He was a gangster. See, he went across the railroad tracks and was robbing Mexicans, the immigrants that can't call the police. So one day I get kidnapped by the police, and I call it kidnap because I got pulled. They watched me all day long. So up until that day, because of the rhetoric that I was using on social media and on Facebook and coming downtown with that same rhetoric, I was under constant surveillance from law enforcement because of my rhetoric had went from talking President Trump to nigger, kill whites in school shootings. I started going downtown, yelling out during lunch hour that Timothy McVeigh is my hero, that I can't wait till we start raping white women. So you even hear me say that to our mayor, say I came down here to do that because that's a form of fighting back. It's called uncivil disobedience. You can have civil disobedience, but I'm being uncivil, but I'm not breaking any laws because I'm not threatening. Yeah, cussing is a disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct. So my rhetoric had changed, homie. So they put me under surveillance, sat on me all day long. I was sitting at the classy lady, decided to leave one day, and when I look up, I got a bunch of cars following me. So I make a right going toward Ramey. I get pulled over by undercover cars, the police. Now, normally I could jump out the car and be like, man, what y'all pulled me over for? And at this time, I was driving a 300 Chrysler, the 300 Chrysler M before they turned it into the Bentley style. So I had that Dodge Intrepid looking motherfucker, but it was like the Dukes of Hazzard. I had to reach outside the door to open the car door, but the windows didn't let down. So I had to open the car door and say, hey man, free, get back in the car. Nigga, this is something different, because they had never treated me like that before. So when they put me in the car, they said I was being arrested for a broken tail light. And I ain't gonna say his name, but one of the MPOs said, Charleston, you must have pissed somebody high up off. I said, man, you already know they are. So they took me to jail. And I called Lisa Pamplin, who's a very well-known attorney in the city. Hey, Lisa, man, I just got arrested. She said, for what, Blue? Because they called me Blue. I said, a broken tail light. She said, what? Her what alarmed me. She said, what? I said, yeah, man, a broken tail light. She said, man, don't say shit. I'm on my way. So this is where at times I talk too much. Before we hung up, I said, say, Lisa, whatever you do, don't let these motherfuckers Andrew blame me. So about 30 minutes later, the arresting officers, they all come back. But I've been in the holding tank for an hour or two. So when they come from the back, I'm saying, man, what these motherfuckers doing still here? But they got a stack of paperwork. They done went and got all my social media posts. Where, nigga, we keep bragging about killing white men, kill police officers. They went and got all them social media posts. And they came to the door and said, come on, Charleston, let's go. I said, go where? The exact words, we transferred you to the mental asylum. And he had a smirk on his face. I said, man, you know, I'm an arrogant nigga. Yeah, I'm a very egotistical nigga. So I walked out that motherfucker. Man, y'all finna lose y'all motherfucking job. Y'all done fucked up. But before he transferred, before he said I was being transferred, he said I was being transferred under a Senate bill. And at the time, Sandra Bland had just died. So this is what most people don't know. They got a Sandra Bland Act. And it was called SB Senate Bill something, but I had never heard it before. So the Sandra Bland Act in the state of Texas, because she had a smart mouth, and they took her to jail, and she hung herself, as they say. So now the Sandra Bland Act gives the police power to take you to the hospital if he deemed necessary. So let me tell you the difference. You would much rather go to jail than the hospital, because the hospital you can be kept forever. You don't have no due process. So that's why our government is pushing mental health. That's why if the police come and you got a smart enough mouth, that's how they make you disappear.